everyone, thanks for coming back to my channel this week. I decided to do a shoulders and core vlog. So this is going to incorporate a lot more HIIT exercises, a lot more things to engage my core, because I think I mentioned in the video, but I do have a bit of trouble activating my core. I wound up doing a complete shoulder workout. For my shoulders, I split it up between anterior, medial, rear delt, and then pressing movements, which kind of involve all parts of the shoulder because you're stabilizing the weight above you. So I prefer doing more intense and demanding exercises on days where I am working on my core, so things like burpees, push-ups, intervals, really whatever it is, as long as I'm engaging my core and it's getting my sweat on, I'm happy. I wanted to keep this intro short and sweet, so without further ado, here is a total shoulder workout with some core and HIIT movements. Today I wanted to do shoulders and core so that I can do a lot more HIIT exercises. For those of you who don't know, HIIT exercises are basically body weight cardio exercises that encourage tone in the muscle, get cardio done, and just is a lot more fun to me. I get really bored on treadmills and cardio machines. It's kind of difficult for me to challenge my core, to be honest. I've always been pretty athletic. I started with gymnastics growing up, so I feel like that's kind of why, other than other imbalances I have. Anyway, so we're going to start with a core pre-exhaust mixed with heavy shoulder pressing and kind of a total shoulder day. So there's going to be pretty much everything in there, but I know where I'm feeling it and I'm just going to have to explain it as I go. I'm basically going to make sure that my anterior and medial deltoids are completely exhausted so that I don't really have to try as hard to feel them when I'm doing compound movements that involve both my core and my shoulders. First exercise is going to be a compound movement that will pre-exhaust my core, and then I'm going to superset it with heavy pressing so I begin that exhaustion in my anterior and medial deltoids. The first thing is going to be a hollow hold with a crunch. I'm going to keep my feet elevated and pretty much the whole time keep my core engaged so that the small of my back is lifted off of the ground. I'm going to crunch. And then lower to a hollow hold. Back up. Do these bad things to you, so I can do these bad things to you. Do these bad things, do these bad things, do these bad things, do these bad things to you. I'm really out of shape cardiovascularly. As usual, I always like to go really heavy with my weight, but I never let my reps fall below 8 unless I'm squatting or something like that, where I'll go to 4 to 6 or maybe even 1. I'm actually going to be going backwards with this because whenever you hear my shoulders going heavy, it's a very natural compensation, and you might experience it as well. My triceps will begin to kind of compensate for the press because the point of the tricep is to extend the elbow, which you're doing in a press. So what I'm doing is with my very first set, after doing normal warm-up exercises for my shoulder rotation, I'm comfortable pressing this heavy weight for my first set. So I'm starting with 25, and then depending on how many reps I can complete, I'm going to start dropping it little by little. So the next round I would do 22 and a half because we have those dumbbells available here, and then down to 20 and so on. So the next exercise I'm going to do is a cable high pull, of course supersetting with some leg raises. That is going to be a combination movement that we'll get to. I feel it in all parts of my shoulder, and you can go super light with it and still feel completely fatigued from it. So what I'm going to do, please note the wrist, guys. Note the wrist. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All there, man.
Talk. Speak.
Okay, and then just to explain how you can kind of take advantage of your exercises to, again, strategically fatigue where you want to be feeling something. Let's say from doing this high pull, you're feeling it all in your delt, which really, or your rear delt, which really wouldn't surprise me for most people, and you wanted to feel it all around in your shoulders, you could easily just change it up, do a front raise, high row, lateral raise, 2 high rows, to this, really, whatever. Don't be afraid to have freedom in your workouts because it's going to provide the best results for you. I always like to incorporate some kind of circuit into my workout. I always find myself doing at least one because they provide really good tension. They get cardio done because, again, I hate being over there in the cardio area. And they just challenge me and I really like it. So this is going to be a shoulder circuit, tricep, whatever you want to call it. Beginning with a rear delt pre-exhaust with a resistance band face pull. I'm going to go in and continue my core activation with some punches on the ball over there that I'll get to in a minute. And then we're going to do some intervals with the ropes, which will also continue the activation in the core. I just like to point out, especially with rear delt exercises, if you're doing a pull, may it be on the cable, a resistance band, or whatever, it is so imperative to keep your wrists straight. If you're using your wrists and allowing them to curl, you're preventing the muscle from doing the work, and you can cause a bunch of no-nos that you just don't want in your life, trust me. It's easy to do. Don't do it. I'm going to be doing 2 different variations with the ropes. This is going to be the first one where I'm going to be keeping my core engaged at all times. It's going to encourage a lot more speed and power. And then the second exercise that I'm going to show you is all about endurance. I don't know, Steve, would you say that the sliders are HIIT?
Yeah.
They're like, whatever, they're freaking intense. So, right? So what I'm gonna do is begin by continuing to fatigue my rear delts with these mighty fine little dumbbells where I'm gonna be doing a delt fly. And I kind of want to feel it a bit more in my medial, so I'm gonna throw in a nice little, whatever you want to call that. I try to avoid dropping my hips as much as possible. If you notice that whenever you're holding a plank or anything where your core is supposed to be stable and your hips are dropping down to the ground like this, rather than up here, false, true, it's an indication that you have a weakness in your core. Anyway, I'll be right back. I gotta go die. Tons of fatigue, I'm super sore, drenched in sweat as usual. I think that in the next few weeks, I want to do a question and answer video because I feel like that'll kind of resolve any concerns that any of you guys have for your own workouts, and I feel like I can obviously help you a lot more with that. But for now, I guess I'll just see you for another vlog next week, most likely back in arms or something like that. Don't plan. So anything.